Hi, grade 5. Our science lesson for this week is about the rock cycle. And throughout this lesson, we are going to explain what minerals are and how they form. We are going to identify the physical properties of minerals, and we are going to identify the three main types of rock and explain how each forms. So, let us start our lesson by learning what are minerals. What do copper, table salt, and diamonds have in common? They are all minerals. What is a mineral? By definition, a mineral is any non-living solid that has a crystal form. We have to know that all minerals form in nature. It means under the ground, in caves, and even in the air. Plastic and bricks are not minerals. They are made by people. We have to know also that there are over 4,700 different minerals found on Earth. Now, mineral crystals come in different shapes, but there is something that is the same. The particles in a crystal combine to form a shape that is repeated over and over again. It is this repeated structure that defines a crystal. Minerals are the same in another way. Each mineral is made up of the same set of non-living things called elements. For example, mineral calcite is always made of the elements calcium, carbon, and oxygen. Rubies are always made of aluminum and oxygen. Diamonds are always made of carbon. So, the first picture shows a calcite. The second picture shows a ruby, and the third picture shows a diamond. Now we are going to talk about mineral properties. Hardness is one property used to identify minerals. Hardness, by definition, is a mineral's ability to scratch another mineral. Luster is another property used to tell one mineral from another. Luster describes how minerals reflect light. The minerals copper, gold, and silver each have a metallic luster. Talc and gypsum each have an earthy luster. Now, let's take a look at these two pictures. A scientist named Friedrich Mohs developed a scale to compare the hardnesses of different minerals. On the Mohs scale, a mineral with a higher number can scratch another mineral with a lower or equal number. The softest minerals score a 1. Every other mineral can scratch minerals with a hardness of 1. The hardest mineral, a diamond, scores a 10 on the Mohs scale. A diamond can't be scratched by any mineral except another diamond. Now, let's see some unique properties of minerals. You can use all sorts of properties to identify minerals. Some are more useful, some less. Mineral crystals come in different shapes. They also break in a certain way. The way a mineral breaks can be used to identify it. When some minerals break, the broken sides are smooth and straight. Minerals that break this way have cleavage. Minerals that do not break along smooth lines have fracture. To identify a mineral, you can rub the mineral against a white tile called a streak plate. The color left behind is called the mineral's streak. Sometimes a streak is the same color as the mineral itself, but this is not true for many minerals. Pyrite has a gold color, but its streak is greenish black. So let's take a look at this picture. The color of a mineral may vary, but its streak is always the same. Now, let us discover how can rock be classified. But first, let's learn what is a rock. By definition, a rock is a natural solid that is made of one or more minerals. Rocks are classified by how they form. We have to know that we have three main types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Let us start with the first type, igneous rock. One way that rock forms is when melted rock, called magma or lava, cools and hardens. Rock that forms when magma or lava hardens is called igneous rock. Igneous rock can form deep inside Earth as magma slowly cools. It can also form on Earth's surface when a volcano erupts and the lava cools. So in the first picture on the left, we can see that basalt has very small mineral crystals. It forms at Earth's surface and is the most common igneous rock on Earth. In the second picture, we can see that rhyolite forms as lava cools quickly at Earth's surface. It has small mineral crystals. Now, let's move to the second type, sedimentary rock. Sediment is particles of weathered rock. Sedimentary rock forms from sediment that gets cemented together under pressure. So, as layers of sediment are deposited, bottom layers get pressed together by the weight of the layers above. Air and water in the spaces between the sediment layers are squeezed out. Over time, sediment becomes cemented together and forms sedimentary rock. Now, in the picture on the left, we can see the different steps of the formation of sedimentary rock. So first, sediment from weathered and eroded rock collects in loose layers. Second, more layers of sediment are deposited on top. The additional weight presses on the layers underneath. And finally, over time, the sediment at the bottom becomes cemented or glued together. In the second picture, we can see layers of sediment in the sandstone walls. We can also see a sedimentary rock called conglomerate that forms from pebble-sized particles with smooth, round edges. And now, the third type are the metamorphic rocks. Rock that forms when earth processes change the texture and the mineral content of rock is called metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock can form as a result of high pressure, high temperature, a combination of high temperature and high pressure, or when superhot fluids such as water come into contact with rock. The word metamorphic means to change forms. Marble and quartzite are examples of metamorphic rocks. Marble forms when increased temperature and pressure act on the sedimentary rock limestone. Quartzite can form when sandstone is exposed to heat and pressure, and it is used in construction of roof tiles and floors. Now let's look at this picture. Shale is a type of sedimentary rock that forms from very fine sediment. With high pressure and somewhat increased temperature, the layers of shale are flattened and the structures and minerals within the rock change. Shale becomes the metamorphic rock slate. Now, with even greater temperatures and pressure, minerals in slate can become other minerals. The way they are arranged in the rock can change. The rock can break easily along the planes where the minerals have lined up. In this way, slate can become schist, another type of metamorphic rock. Now, let us learn about the rock cycle. Any type of rock can become any other type of rock. Let us take sedimentary rock as the example. After molten rock has cooled to form igneous rock, Weathering and erosion can break down the rock to form sediment. The sediment is deposited and layers build up and become cemented over time to form rock. Metamorphic rock can be broken down in the same way and become sediment, which in turn becomes rock. Not even sedimentary rock is safe. It too can be broken down, transported, and deposited to become new sedimentary rock. In the same way, temperature and pressure can act on any type of rock to transform it into metamorphic rock. We have to know that the continuous process of rock changing from one type to another is known as the rock cycle. This diagram shows that rocks can change from one type to another, and this process is known as the rock cycle. Finally, to end our lesson, let us discover some uses of rock. Many monuments are made of marble. Marble is a metamorphic rock used for building because it is relatively soft. This monument in India shown here is made of marble. The Egyptian pyramids were built from limestone. The top of a pyramid, called the capstone, was often made of granite. Building materials such as cement are made from rocks. Planters, garden statues, fountains, and sidewalks are made from cement. In the past, people made tools such as arrowheads out of flint. Flint can be shaped by striking it with a harder rock. That's it for this week, Grade 5. Thank you for your attention.